the most traumatic experience you've ever gone through in life?
Definitely it would be losing my twin sister. She was the closest thing anyone could ever be with me because your twin is basically your clone. Nagka-fever lang naman siya on a Wednesday. And on a Thursday, biglang my mom called up the house and said, we have to move her in the ICU. So by Friday night, we lost her already. Wow. When I felt something I shouldn't be feeling when I'm pregnant, which is sabi ko, bakit parang meron akong period? And when I looked, I was bleeding. I ran to my phone, I called up my pedia, and she told me, bed rest, don't leave Nueva Ecija. So for close to 8 weeks, I didn't leave. Umiiyak ako, I was crying. Sabi ko, baby, sige na, I don't mind na if you're a girl or a boy na. Just stay, just live. I hope there is a way where the family code can be updated to give way for mothers that would really want to carry their child. Pero kung hindi naman kaya, baka pwede na rin ang surrogacy. Kasi it's still their genetics naman eh. Iba lang yung...
Yung oven.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just something out there for the Congress hopefully to ponder upon.
Big thank you to my sponsors for supporting me. Special thanks to Chef Swakto, Swak sa Budget, Todo sa Sarap, Oh Dear Perfume, Patata, Wings and Fries, New You, Grills and Sizzles Gourmet Every Day, Mom's Lasagna Super Delicious, H2V2, Pancit Malabon by Country Noodles, Swak Food House, Mariata 2020, and Tercy's Beauty Studio Cafe. And of course, special thanks to Summersky Media Productions for making sure I have amazing videos for all of you guys.
I noticed 93% of you watching aren't even subscribed yet. Please hit subscribe, like, and share to support my journey and help these stories reach more people. Your engagement brings bigger guests and inspiring content. Don't forget to turn on all notifications. That would mean so much to me. Thank you. Welcome to The Bright Side with me, Karen Bordador, where we narrate to motivate. And today I have a very special guest. She is one of my best friends, but really known as a counselor in Mandaluyong and also the commissioner of the Philippine Commission on Women. Guys, we have Charisse Abalos! Yay!
Agoin lang.
Hello! Hi, babe! Oh my gosh!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be on my very new, revamped channel and show. And of course, thank you so much to Summersky Productions for making this happen. So, dear, how are you, by the way?
I'm doing well. Medyo busy lang ngayon. As we all know, everyone's filed for candidacy. Lahat na nga yata ng medyo na-bored sa buhay nag-file ng candidacy ngayon. Pero other than that, we're good.
Okay, pero we know that you also ran. But before that, muna tayo? Mag-blow-by-blow questions tayo here on The Bright Side, okay?
Okay. So this is my first time in The Bright Side.
Yes!
So we have that.
So we're gonna learn a lot of different things about Charisse. And the thing is, not a lot of people get to know you beyond Mandaluyong. They don't know the great things that you've done and what you've been through. Kaya let this be the platform to do that. So first thing, I wanna ask, what is the worst habit na you wanna get rid of na you just keep doing?
We're gonna start with that talaga. Okay, doom scrolling, lalo na at night. I think I really have to get rid of that. Kasi I know I have to sleep, but in my mind, it's my time. It's the only time I have to myself. So it's a cycle. And then the next day, I'll wake up tired ng ulit na why did I do that to myself?
Ilang hours, babe?
I can't tell. Before you know it, nakaka 2-3 hours ka na pala, no? That's why they call it doom scrolling.
Right. Pero you're so busy, ah.
I know.
What do you scroll? Like, what do you check out? What's the algorithms?
Oh no, you're really curious about algorithms.
Yeah, and I want to see kasi you can tell the person's personality with everything they see, diba? Doon sa kanilang algorithms.
Siyempre, I always see your funny influencers. Because they cheer me up after a busy day at work. You just want something lighthearted. Okay, I'm also into astrology. So yeah, I think I see that in my algorithm. And syempre, lumalabas na rin yung news. Hindi naman nawawala yun.
Current affairs.
There.
Okay.
And cute animals.
Oh,
Siyempre,
she's a pet lover. She's had dogs all throughout her lives.
Yes.
Okay, also, what makes you laugh out loud? Do you talaga, ganon?
My kids, always. Every day, there's always something new. Oh, you're inaanak. My youngest, Lara, she's ninang. I really made sure that my girl will have a glamorous and beautiful ninang like Karen. So yeah, they always do and say things that are funny. And yan yung talagang candid moments.
So what makes you laugh out loud right now?
Okay, so mababaw lang kaligayahan ko. Mga corny jokes. Mga ganun. Okay na yun, natatawa na ako. Sige.
Corny. Actually, oo. Ang dami mo mga trivias din. Parang gustong-gusto mo mag-joke sa mga words. You do a lot of puns.
Ay, mga ganun. Mga funny jokes. Bakit ba ako hindi ko lang maisip ngayon eh. Pero marami yan.
She's actually, like an encyclopedia of funny jokes. Hindi ako makaride though. Kasi
yung mga some people, some go, some gupe. Mga ganon. Sorry. Mga ganon.
Ang cute lang yan. Diba? Super cute.
Ayun.
Okay, so next one. What gets you through a very tough day?
Okay, so if it's at the start of the day and I know it's gonna be tough, coffee. Coffee is my savior.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Thank you to Thursey's Beauty Studio Cafe.
And thank you for this free coffee that I have. It's really good.
So coffee is what gets you through?
If it's at the start. If it's at the end of the day, then I really have to have that me time doing skincare and just, yun lang, relaxing lang sa kama. I just need that downtime. Siguro kasi to reflect to to recharge my batteries.
You know what? You've always had good skin though. Like
thank
always
you.
radiant skin. And the thing is, si Char, she has kids already. She has 3.
Yes.
Guys, that baby face has 3
I'm a
kids.
mom of 3.
I mean, like, when I look at you, I still feel like we're in high school. And I'm still so dumbfounded na she has 3, like, they're walking kids
Yes.
already. And they're very, very cute. Speaking of kids, okay, so it's not actually part of the questions, pero kasi you went through a situation wherein you had 2 boys.
Yes.
Diba? Tapos naghahabol ka ng girl. And nung naghahabol ka ng girl, and I think a lot of women also, they get to, dumadaan din sila sa challenge na to, na hindi na, nag-worry sila, hindi sila mga anak, diba? Hindi nila kaya habulin yung gender na gusto nila. What did you do?
Okay, so I had a very difficult pregnancy nung second time around. Sabi ko, I don't know if it's worth it to go through that again. Na sure ako. So I looked into IVF, in vitro fertilization. But of course, I consulted with a doctor na sabi ko, what if it's an assurance of a gender selection? So sinabi naman sa akin na you can do the very minimal amount. So I didn't go through yung talagang high dosage of stimulating my ovaries to overproduce eggs. Because other than that, hindi naman problema yun sa fertility ko. It was more of the pregnancy and the handling of it, yung health ko overall. So I went through IVF. This was a little after lockdown. A little after pandemic yan, na medyo nag-open na ulit yung mga hospitals, but with a bit more restrictions. Mahirap siya. Because imagine, you know how it feels kapag babae and it's your monthly, you feel bloated, you feel bad. Imagine that times 5 or times 4 because they're overstimulating your ovaries, diba? So you feel extra.
What exactly happens? Like, they inject things to you?
Yes, they injected me to make sure that my ovaries would produce more eggs. So it's to harvest eggs. And I actually know of a lot of women that turn 30 who do that kasi hindi pa naman sila ready magkaanak eh. Hindi pa naman sila ready, wala pa naman silang, they're not married yet or anything. But at least to have that assurance that you can still have your fertility even later on in life, diba? There's nothing wrong with that.
So you're like banking your eggs just for, future baby-making moments.
So I did that thinking of my overall health. So I did IVF, and then my husband naman, syempre. So when we fertilized the eggs, parang by some miracle na gusto talagang ibigay ni Lord, out of the 7 eggs that were taken, only 4 were viable for fertilization. Out of the 4 eggs that were fertilized, nabugok yung iba. And the only remaining egg, only one egg remained, and that was a baby girl. So, sabi ko, parang, Lord, thank you. Talagang answered prayer. Na implant sa akin yung egg. I was ready for that pregnancy. I took care not to move. As in, talagang I stayed in the house. I used to work out a lot. I even stopped my workouts just to be on the safer side. Hindi umabot ng 8 weeks yung baby na yon. And that was so heart-wrenching. That was so painful. That was already my second miscarriage.
Oh my God, I didn't even know you went through a miscarriage.
I went through my very first pregnancy. So lumalabas.
Natural yung first one, na miscarriage.
Yeah,
Maybe
natural
ang dami.
yun. And then lumalabas, fourth pregnancy ko was miscarriage again. This one is through implantation and IVF. So talagang nadismaya ako. But sabi ko, sige, I think I just have to focus back on my health again. I started working out. And then unplanned, I got pregnant again.
Naturally.
So, naturally. But that was also another dangerous pregnancy because at 2 weeks in, nag-bleed na naman ako. So, and it was not a normal bleeding. It was something that really alarmed me because at that time, I was traveling from Nueva Ecija to Mandaluyong. Back and forth ako noon. And I was packing up to go back to Mandaluyong when I felt something I shouldn't be feeling when I'm pregnant. Which is, sabi ko, bakit parang meron akong period? And when I looked, I was bleeding. I ran to my phone. I called up my pedia and she told me, bed rest, don't leave Nueva Ecija. So for close to 8 weeks, I didn't leave. Umiiyak ako. I was crying. Sabi ko, baby, sige na, I don't mind na if you're a girl or a boy na. Just stay. Just live. And then, we made it through. And then, lumiit yung hemorrhage ko. And another extra, because that year, my husband didn't win the elections.
Her husband was the mayor of Aliaga, Nueva Ecija.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was campaign. And I felt so sad because I promised him I will campaign with him and hindi ako naka-campaign the whole time because I had to be bed rest. Tapos, we lost. We lost by a very, very small margin. Like less than 1,000 votes. So, masakit yun. Masakit talaga. But sabi nga namin, we're happy. At least the pregnancy was safe. And then, when we had an ultrasound done, she was a girl. Kaya nga siya difficult rin because just to start the testing, I had to go through so many blood tests and everything.
Takot ka ba sa pagtuturo?
Medyo may kaba ako. So dun pa lang may factor na. And it's a very comprehensive test. And then other than that is you have to go through several visits na halos 12 days of daily shots. And then every few days or so, you have to go through ultrasound.
Okay.
So, ang mahal na, may consistent monitoring and testing pa. And then, yung physically, mental taxing. Not to mention when the one that I said earlier that at the very end of it, you feel so bloated kasi in-overstimulate nga yung ovaries
Physically,
mo.
do you look bloated?
I think I did.
You
Kasi
look a little
everything
bit
else
bigger.
comes with it. The cravings, the PMS, the ganyan.
Did you have anxiety too?
I
Parang
did.
the anticipation of whether mabubuo siya or not?
No, I didn't give myself the space for anxiety. Kasi parang naisip ko, no, I have to channel my mindset na this will work, this will work. And wala pa dyan yung medyo sakit sa bulsa.
Oo nga, magkano? Please tell me.
The meds alone, this is ballpark figure, and this is just in my case. But of course, everyone's welcome naman to also consult and see if they can find other alternatives. But in my case, the meds alone were at 200,000. Okay? The meds alone.
200,000 pesos?
Yes. Wala pa din yung testing, wala pa din yung labs, wala pa din yung stay mo sa hospital. Siguro more or less with that one IVF. And of course, once the eggs are harvested, i-check yung quality of the eggs. So, mayroon na namang bayad for that, di ba? And you're also paying for the doctor's fee and the storage in the hospital.
Oo, kasi ni-ref.
May
storage siya ng
storage.
Okay.
So, siguro more or less umabot ng 500K.
Oh my God, it's half a million pesos!
Yes. Not counting the time, the travel, the sleepless nights. No, I didn't make space for anxiety. Denial, no?
May risk ba yun?
No, in
Wala,
general, there shouldn't be any risk. So we know that there are women, unmarried, dalaga pa naman, but with the sole purpose of having their eggs stored lang naman, but not having to go through everything until fertilization and implantation. In a way, it's a case-to-case basis, it's ganyan. But it's nice consulting, and that's why I give the figure lang din, para medyo, for some people considering
Expectations, diba?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
oh my gosh,
And
500,000
proper preparation
pesos.
din, diba?
But, you know what, you did mention there was a miracle after that.
Yes.
Na-heartbreak ka, na-heartbroken ka kasi nalaman mo, 2 weeks later, diba, nawala din yung girl dun sa katawan mo.
Yeah.
Pero, suddenly, when did you find out na you were pregnant? At, like, how many months or weeks after that, you know, that
I'll
thing
always
happening?
remember that day, because that was the day when Rabia was crowned Miss Universe Philippines. Kasi she was on TV in the clinic while I was waiting. Yeah. I mean, she's beautiful, di ba? Iniisip ko pa, gusto kong paglihian niya. And then, that's when the doctor told me that this has never happened before, because usually when I have a successful implantation, the baby lives na. This is the first time it happened that at 8 weeks, a heartbeat never developed talaga. So I lost my baby girl. I think, I just remember it was Rabia. I just forgot what month. It was probably May or June. And I wanted to get healthy mga starting September. Parang sabi ko, I have to get over my grief. I have to focus on myself again. January, I was watching Enchanted Disney, okay? At that time, kasi Enchanted was released online lang. And it was the 4th time watching that movie. It's an animated movie,
Yeah.
okay? And nagulat ako sa sarili ko kasi sabi ko, this is my 4th time, why am I crying? Why am I sobbing?
Oh, you're kind of emotional.
Yeah, I was emotionally crying. As in, yung son ko, my son was beside me. Tinitignan niya ako, Mom, why are you crying? We know this na. Sabi ko, I don't know. I'm just so sad with the lolo and the lola in the movie.
Oh.
And then I texted my husband. Sabi ko, Jello, find me a pregnancy kit. I have a feeling kasi. And then true enough, I was pregnant na pa. And sabi ko, why? Ang over naman ng emotions ko. So, that was my miracle. And then, yun nga, I went through the scare again of almost losing her. But then she made it. My baby's a fighter. You can tell. Lara's a fighter.
She's a
naman.
soupy girl, suplada. Pero the fact na she is there, she's actually a miracle of yours.
Yeah,
No?
thank you. It's a miracle of God for me. naman.
Yeah,
Yun
wow.
siya. And speaking of which, if I may segue, it's interesting since we're talking about this, and I know of so many women that have this kind of mindset, especially when it comes to fertility, because nung panahon, the generation before us, sa panahon nila, normal magpakasal at 20 eh. You know, for them at 24, masyado nang matanda. But in our generation,
Palit ng palit eh, no?
Yeah, we don't even use the word old maid or matandang dalaga
no.
anymore. It's not in our vocabulary, di ba? So, completely different na. And looking into the family code, there is a portion there on filiality where if you're married and with a consent and recognition of the father, even if you try to get pregnant, kumari the problem with fertility is with the father, and you get a donor sperm, consider yung filiality legally with that. Na if na-inseminate mo siya with a donor sperm, legally, tanggap
It's
pa rin
still
yun.
him,
Yes, it's still his
Last
child.
name pa rin niya. Okay.
Last name pa rin niya. Everything, all that comes with it, it's still his. But our family code is not updated yet. For instances like mine, na, for example, I did IVF, but what if hindi ko kayang dalhin yung anak? Or what if I have a problem and maybe I can get a donor egg, and with my husband, and then I get to carry it naman. Parang wala pang ganong update naman.
So guy side lang ang meron ngayon.
Yes. And then although, I mean, there's another step to IVF. There are also women na kahit may egg sila, they cannot carry the baby. So, they get a surrogate. So, that's why wala pa talaga sa country, because by our law, kung sino yung nag-birth
Nagluwas.
sa baby.
Sa kanya yung pangalan.
Yes, hindi luwas, nagluwa. Nagluwal.
Alright. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, by law, hindi siya considered as the mother. Even with the mother's recognition that that is mine, that is my egg, there's nothing in the law that says that. So, sad to say, it is illegal ha. Illegal mag-simulate ng birth certificate. Bawal yon. But I hope there is a way where the family code can be updated to give way for mothers that would really want to carry their child. Pero kung hindi naman kaya, baka pwede na rin ng surrogacy. Kasi it's still their genetics naman eh. Iba lang yung...
Yung oven.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just something out there for the Congress hopefully to ponder upon.
We're very conservative that way. But I guess with this one, it will give a family a chance to have children.
Exactly,
Diba?
yes.
I think it's really nice, and I think that's my way.
No.
I think I'm gonna get a surrogate soon.
No.
my
You're
gosh.
healthy, you're good.
No. It's more of like, actually, may other reasons naman ng ibang babae, diba? Why they would go for a surrogate. Firstly, they want to keep in shape. And also, alam naman natin after a while, may mga iba, they don't get back to their old bodies. So they're afraid of that. Or maybe they're career women. So they would rather have someone take carry the weight or go through that 9 months. Pero I will compensate you naman. And I'll give you a lot of love and care.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's for the future, diba?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we tackled that. Now, since we talked about what made you happy, gave you miracles, now let's talk about what makes you cry.
Oh no, you're gonna make me cry. Oh, what makes me cry? That's the question. I thought may follow up.
What makes you cry instantly?
Oh shoot. Hachiko. Or any movies. Any movies where a
rather not
dog
watch.
or an animal dies. Yun, that will make me cry instantly. Or any movies about parents losing their child, that will make me cry instantly. Yun yung talagang hindi ko kaya. I just avoid those movies na lang kasi...
True, I'm a dog lover, just like you. See, Charisse kasi, she's always had like dogs.
Yes, my whole life.
Whole life. Like she has a dog living in her room until now.
Sleeping in my bed.
Sleeping in her bed, like really treating them as kids. And ngayon kasi dogs are kids, diba?
Yeah.
And it's so sad na they have a short lifespan. Like nasasaktan ako knowing na my dog is 3 years old. Ako rin naiyak na. And knowing
Nagpapaanik ka na.
Hindi, parang 10 years, at 5 years old pa lang, there's a possibility na magkakasakit siya.
Yes.
Tapos, yung kung talagang i-optimize mo yung lifespan niya, 20, that's already pushing it. I'm
No,
like,
that's
oh
pushing
my God.
it. That's pushing it, yeah.
So I also wanna not watch movies.
Yeah.
Because they will break your heart. Okay. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
Oh, okay. This was when I was 7 years
I
old.
knew it, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
look.
there.
Komang ako. I don't know if it's kita. There. I cannot straighten my arm. Yeah, this is my normal arm. And this is my broken arm. And I broke my bone here when I was 7 years old. I was reckless, makulit na bata. And when I fell, I was gonna fall on my butt. I tried to catch myself. And that's what caused the injury.
Tapos tingnan mo yung tahi. Eto.
Yeah, it's there. I don't remember how many
Nung bata pa
stitches.
siya, kitang-kita na namin to yung matagal na.
Yeah, it's always
Sakit
been
ba?
a
Sobrang
point of...
sakit?
Now, it's normal for me. I just remember it's there when, kunwari, may workout, may exercise, and they say stretch, and then I remember, oh no, my arms are gonna look weird, gonna look weird kasi, hindi siya diretso.
Those are battle scars,
Yeah.
babe. And the fact na...
Yeah,
I
but
think
not to
hindi
be
naman
proud of kakulitan, katangahan lang sa pagkabata.
kasama yun. At least ngayon, di mo na gagawin ulit, diba?
Yeah.
Tsaka hindi naman yung physical na ganun. I don't think it's really that noticeable. So, it's totally fine.
Yes.
Okay, next question. Since you love astrology, what is your sign and what makes you super that sign? Like, that you represent that sign.
Okay, so I remember as a kid, I hated being a Cancer. Kasi, yung name pa lang Cancer eh. Sabi ko, ba't naman ganyan, Cancer? But then I realized I learned to embrace it. Kasi, the Cancer is the nurturing sign. And although we are normally mistaken for being emotional, actually, this is how I see it. me as a cancer, sabi nila, I cannot hide how I feel. Kung naaasar ako, sinasabi talaga sa akin, naasar ka, no? Why? Nakikita sa mukha.
Okay lang din naman, to be honest.
Yeah, I cannot hide it because apparently, ganun pala ang cancer. Di ba, the water signs, you have the Pisces, the fish, and you have the Scorpio that's supposed to be underwater.
Go with
The
the
cancer
flow,
is right there in the surface, which means, kita talaga. And I think that's good because that's also the best way for us to heal na. Kumbaga, when we're already experiencing something, we're healing from it already. So, ina-express ko na, galit ako. Because ganyan. And tapos nun, okay na. At least hindi ko na siya dala, hindi ko na siya nadibdiba, hindi ko na siya I don't bear, mag-grudge kami. No, but at least other than that, move on na ako. Mawalan ka na lang ng tulog sa akin, pero hindi ako mawalan ng tulog sa'yo. Oh, di ba? Kataray.
Pero actually, maganda din to be transparent na sinasabi mo agad yung feelings mo. Kaysa tinatago mo siya, you get resentment, and then the other people don't know what you're going
because
through.
they're not mind readers naman di ba?
True.
Yun nga lang, I tend to overshare. I think I'm oversharing now.
No, you're not. You're perfectly fine.
Ayun.
Okay. All right, next one. Share me a pleasure you cannot live without. It can be R18, just kidding.
It can be RH.
Joke lang. Ay, up to you.
A guilty pleasure or a
Sure,
pleasure?
any.
I still like romance and dramas. Sorry, yun ang ko. You know how people say na, read fiction, read Sabi ko, I read those types of books, mga political books, mga pero no. I tend to go back to romance. Medyo romantic at heart ako. Alam ko baduy siya.
No, it's
Pero
nice.
I like reading those things. I'm actually curious about the Avatar series. I've been reading up on that. If I have time, magbabasa ako ng ganyan.
Nice. She has always had a lot of books. When I go to her house before, yung kwarto niya, talagang buksan mo yung yung glass door. Grabe, kompleto talaga yung set, yung mga series, 6, 10. Sometimes I borrow from you.
Yes.
And then, I never return it. But she is always so well-read. Kaya ang galing mo din sa politics. Kasi yung mind mo, it has gone beyond reality.
Yeah, well, thank you. Fiction na. And fantasy. Na-joke lang.
Yeah.
Inaano ko naman. Although now, my kids nga won't ever see those shelves because I moved into e-books na. Siguro kasi pang environment rin. And when I started moving houses when I got married, ang hirap pati
Kanilang
books.
books mo donate natin sa
sige,
loob ng jail, ha?
Sure. Sige,
Okay.
I will. Sige. Except for the limited editions that I have. Yan
True.
Collectors yung mga yan.
She really gets the best series. Okay, next one. What is the most traumatic experience you've ever gone through in life?
Definitely, it would be losing my twin sister. So, you've met Shara. We also grew up together. So, she was the closest thing anyone could ever be with me because your twin is basically your clone. So, we would have the biggest, worst fights ever. As in, siya lang yata sa buong mundo ang nasubunutan at nakagat ko. That's because we were kids.
Okay. Parang medyo
Not
matanda
as
kayo, hindi ko
adults.
nakikita yun. Okay.
But no matter how bad the fight gets, na you have each other's backs. Now, when the worst of it happens, we will watch out for each other. So that was me and Shara. And it was really shocking for me when nagka-fever lang naman siya on a Wednesday. And on a Thursday, biglang my mom called up the house and said, we have to move her in the ICU. So I remember I was on my way to school to take up a test. Hindi na ako nakapasok sa school because I stayed with my mom the whole time na. Because by Friday night, we lost her already.
Wow.
So that was the most traumatic, that was the most shocking. And no one is ready for it. Wala because she was full of life. Ang dami niyang plano sa buhay. And she was actually gonna fly to the US pa. And she was about to graduate in a few months' time. And we were gonna celebrate our 20th birthday rin. So parang talagang it's hard. Talagang hindi mo masasabi when it's your time. Kasi sabi ko, Lord, ba't ganyan? Bakit meron naman dyan nagpapakamatay pero, di ba, binubuhay mo? Pero ito, lahat naman ng gustong tumulong nandyan, lahat ng perang kailangan we were willing to spend, and yet, nawala pa rin siya. Hindi mo talaga masasabi times like that. So, it was so painful because, kung gaano man ako ka-talkative ngayon, this is actually more of Shara. You know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
When we were growing up, I was the shy twin. I'm sorry.
Kasi to give a background lang Shara was my best friend
Yeah.
then. Char and I, we weren't really BFFs. Like, she was in another section. Shara and I were way, way closer. I would just see Charisse and she'd be the quiet one. Shara is the most outgoing one. She is in all the activities. And Char was, hindi naman wallflower, pero
I was reading a book in the corner. Yun na lang.
true. So parang, I think I've shared this to you also. I have this premonitions na I would dream about people dying that are close to me. And I dreamt her. And then I get a call na she passed away. So parang I was like, shit, it's true. And then I was so shocked also kasi, I mean, you would never think at 19 someone would pass away.
Yeah.
Diba?
And someone like her na, siya yung sporty.
Yeah.
Siya, in fact, for sure, siya yung napunta sa politika, hindi ako. For sure, if she was alive.
Okay, I want to ask about that, dear. Kasi, you know, Char, when I would ask her before, kasi nga, she comes from a political family. She comes from a political family. And you have never wanted to be in politics. Parang nung bata ka pa, tayo, never mo sinabi na gusto mo.
Yeah.
Parang si Shara most likely ang magiging part of the the family heritage of being a public figure.
Yeah.
How did you get into that position? Like, when she passed away, did you just take on that idea na I will take her place? Parang what was the thought process?
I think that's partially it as well, but there's no thought process. I guess it's one of those instances where things just happened the way they did. So, what happened was, totoo yan. I would go to school in a skirt, in a dress, and high heels. Ganun ako. Shara would be the one in jeans and t-shirt. And my dad would scold her na, ba't ka naka-flip-flops? You know, but that's her. That was her personality. I don't mind staying the whole day at home, reading books. Siya yung hindi mapakali. Lalabas yan. Kahit sinong kausap niya, kakausapin niya kapitbahay. Totoo, that was my sister.
Vote for me.
Not even voting eh. Like, nangangamusta lang. Ganun siya kasi hindi
Very
siya
personable.
mapakali. Yeah, that's her. So, we always knew that. And even then, at that time, in school, ang dami na pala niya natutulungan. Like, she had a classmate then that was trying to sell insurance to be able to afford tuition. So, nalaman ko na lang yon na she bought a package to help out that classmate. Nalaman ko na lang yon during Shara's wake. Because the classmate went up to me and said, do you know that you're the beneficiary of an insurance that she bought? As in, medyo napikom pa ako. Sabi ko, sino ba to? Naloloko ba to? Like, kasi nung time na yon, ang sakit ng pagkawala ng sister ko. And then when it became clear to me na what beneficiary ako, 200,000 yung amount. I really didn't want to accept. Sabi ko, Dad, kinuwento ko sa dad ko. Sabi ko, Dad, ayoko eh. Kasi feeling ko kapag ito tinanggap ko, parang tinanggap ko talaga yung pagkawalan ni Shara. And that was when my dad said na ginawa niya yan para tulungan yung kaklase niya. And you know what? By accepting that money, it doesn't mean accepting her loss.
Yeah.
You can do something about that money to make sure that she will always be remembered. So that's when we opened up the Shara Marie Foundation, the Charisse Abalos Foundation. And nung time na yon, hindi ko alam sino ba munang tutulungan namin. My sister died of sepsis, of an infection that was spreading around her blood already, which caused multi-organ failure. So I looked into our local hospital and I asked them, how often does sepsis occur ba? So apparently at that time, there would be an average of 20 to 30 cases per month in the hospital. So what we did with the initial money that we had, we opened up the Shara Marie Foundation ward. And then sabi namin, gamot, doctor, ganyan, ibigay na namin sa mga patients na nandyan. And you know the first people that even donated to the foundation? Yung mga magulang na naka-benefit doon. So there would be like a group of Jeepney Driver Federation, yung mga extra coins that they kept sa biyahe nila, they donated to the foundation. Dahil alam nila, napupunta naman sila sa nangangailangan sa public hospital. And then it grew, and then now we hold a golf tournament for Shara every year. And when my dad became mayor, he became the president of the League of Cities of the Philippines. Inikot niya ako, sabi niya, Charisse, samahan mo ko. Pupunta tayo sa poorest LGUs in Mindanao, in Visayas, in Luzon. So naikot namin yan. And in each of those LGUs, nagdo-donate kami ng classroom, ng school, ng ano. So we have about 5 schools now all around the Philippines. Actually, the one closest in my heart is the one in Benguet, in Itogon, because it's actually a school for special needs children. It's a SPED school. So, a SPED school pala. SPED school siya. So, ongoing sila hanggang ngayon. And then, itong recent typhoon victims, nagbigay ng 1 million sa Bicol region ng Shara Marie Foundation. Anyway, going back to your question, tuloy-tuloy lang naman yung services ng Shara Marie Foundation. And then, what happened in 2011 happened already. It was the news, everything that broke out about my grandfather then. And nagalit talaga ako sa mundo nun because I could not even Google our last name without scandal or scandal being attached to it. At that time, nagagalit ako sa mundo because my lolo didn't do anything wrong. He really did not. All cases are dismissed already. All cases are done. But the damage was there.
Of course.
To the point na when we go around and they know you were an Abalos, people were looking parang judgmental because of what was going on in the news. And yun na yung nasabi ko na only in Mandaluyong that we were going around na hindi nagbago ang tao. Sa dami naman ng natulungan ng lolo ko, sa dami ng natulungan ng parents ko and us, I will always stay safe and feel safe. And I will always be grateful to Mandaluyong because sila talaga yung lumaban for my lolo. And sabi ko, I want to prove that that's not the Abalos leadership. That's not the Abalos values. So I will also prove it to them. I asked my dad if I can run. To be honest, at first, ayaw niya talaga. Ayaw niya. He was the first one that protested and said na, I don't want you to be part of it kasi naapektuhan ka na nga. And I told him na, no, Dad, I want to show to the world that there is still leadership with integrity. There is still leadership that proves to do what needs to be done. And there is still leadership that actually works for the people. That's how I learned that na kaya pala naging Tiger City ang Mandaluyong. Because everyone else was bumabaksak. Except Mandaluyong. Mandaluyong was not just earning, it was rising
You guys
from
roared.
its income.
Oh, wow.
We were roaring. So we are officially the Tiger City of the Philippines because of our economy. And that's the reason why masakit when people say na alisin na dynasty. Kung maalis man kami, remove us for not performing. Remove us for being abusive or remove us for being corrupt. But if their performance is there, and nakikita naman na the development is there, Mandaluyong is still rising, and we're still catering to whatever needs is needed. Please naman, we want to think that you can still entrust us with that. Because the Abalos leadership is, again, a leadership not just to raise one person. It's a leadership that will make sure that lahat ng antas ng pagkabuhay ay umangat. Post-April.
February, March, April. Girl!
He proposed na. So parang, hindi nga ako maka-yes. Pero alam ko siya na yun. Alam ko gusto ko na siya. Pero
What a heartwarming episode with my BFF Charisse Abalos here on the bright side. And the thing is, I've known her ever since we were kids, but I feel like I got to know her more on this episode. So much new facts, actually. And for the next episode, guys, it's gonna be really cute. I'm not kidding. We're gonna talk about everything she loves. Mandaluyong, public service, and something really juicy, her love life. Her TikTok trending husband, David Vargas, who's actually the ASEC of MMDA and a former mayor. Nako, guys, makikilala nyo na siya. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on the next episode of The Bright Side with me, Karen Bordor, and of course, my guest, Charisse Abalos Vargas, Part 2. See you guys! Mwah!